Good day everyone, we are the Group 8 and we will present the Chapter 8, Future World Tourism and Hospitality Issues. So here are the learning outcomes. First, discuss the importance of safety and security in tourism and hospitality. Second, describe the impact of world's economy on tourism and hospitality. Third, explain the responsible manner on sustainable tourism. Fourth, discuss the significance of tourism policy and strategic planning. Fifth, describe the use of e-commerce tools in tourism and hospitality. Sixth, explain the importance of tourism and hospitality education and training. 7. Describe the emerging tourism and hospitality markets. 8. Get acquainted with the quality tourism and hospitality product and services. 9. Explain the impact of partnership and strategic alliances in tourism and hospitality. 10. Discuss the impact health of issues on tourism and hospitality. 11. Explain the effects of natural disasters on tourism and hospitality. And last, analyze the impact of climate change in tourism and hospitality. I am Eunice Clarsunga from BSTM2B, Safety and Security in Tourism and Hospitality. The first issue of Universal is in the relationship of tourism and hospitality to terrorism, or in the larger context, to safety and security. Safety and security in tourism and hospitality will be the greatest challenge for tourism policy and planning for many years to go by April of 2008. Yung safety and security are vital to providing quality in tourism. More than sa mga ibang economic activity, yung success or failure ng tourism destination ay nakadepende on being able to provide a safe and secure environment para sa mga visitors. And also yung security measures ay nakadevelop and implemented in the hotel are aimed at performing the following tasks like ensuring the guests of safety, protection, and personal property during their safety in the hotel, and also protection of the hotel and property from hostile actions. The following are important items to be included in a destination in a strategy. Dr. Peter Tarlow, an expert on tourism and security issues, proposed these points. First, destination and attractions to compete on the readiness to keep the visitors safe and secure. Second, destinations that provide sound security coupled with customer service will prosper. Third, the lack of comprehensive approach will create a false sense of security. For example, only having gas masks available for hotel guests may give false hope if the hotel's water supply is poisoned. Fourth, all members of the local tourism and hospitality system shall be included when developing a comprehensive tourism and hospitality strategy. Fifth, media coverage of a local incident spread the negative public reflections affect the entire continent. 6. The safety of development need of the component of the visitors experience, including transportation, infrastructure, accommodations, highways area, and food sources should be assessed. And last, establish a place for visitors to turn to if a terrorist attack were to occur, and openly communicate the location and purpose of the center in advance in the case of any threats. International travel has increased in spite of the efforts of the terrorists and criminals to disrupt the tourist experience. Although tourist attacks have threats to the sustainability of any destination, safety and security can also create opportunities for destination planners. The impact of the world's economy on tourism and hospitality. the world economy has a major impact on the future of international travel. With flourishing with economy, more people will travel. Yung economy ay may malaking epekto sa ating kinabukasan dahil habang umuunlad yung ekonomiya natin, mas maraming tao yung naglalakbay. And if there is a greater distribution of a country's wealth, more people would have a financial means of travel. Related the world economy as population growth. According nga sa US Census Bureau, World Clock projection, the present world population is more than 6.5 billion. China, India, United States, Indonesia, and Brazil are the 5 most popular countries.
Managing sustainable tourism in a responsible manner. The third tourism issue is managing sustainable tourism in a responsible manner. Sustainable tourism is of utmost importance at present and in the future. Measures to advocate tourism agency, host communities, and travelers about sustainable tourism must be continued as the world population increases. Respect for our natural and built environments will be the country's legacy for the future generations. On one hand, tourism yields tremendous economic positive outcomes. It is one of the world's most significant sources of economic outcomes and employment. However, tourism is a very complex industry involving numerous stakeholders, sometimes with opposite interests and requiring significant amount of resources. Tourism policy and strategic planning. Tourism policy and strategic planning is the fourth major world tourism and hospitality issue. The sustainable benefits of tourism and hospitality for local communities will continue to grow in importance. There will be greater efforts toward partnership of private and public sectors to alleviate poverty, develop policy to combat the negative impacts on tourism and hospitality, and support the economic, socio-cultural, and environmental contribution of tourism and hospitality to the world. Goldner and Ritchie state that good policy and sound planning need to be conducted to ensure that the destination will be both competitive and sustainable. While policies show the big picture and plans contain the details both deal with the future development of tourism. The tourism policy and strategic planning is concerned with tourism policy, infrastructure facilities, and a physical structure plan which includes important tourist attraction, selected tourism development regions, international entry points, facilities, and services. Using e-commerce tools in tourism and hospitality. The fifth world tourism and hospitality issue is the use of e-commerce tools in tourism and hospitality. More than 50% of travelers in the United States use the internet in planning their travel and vacations. This occurrence is growing globally. If a destination does not have a good website, it will tourism and hospitality traffic. First, what is e-commerce? The hospitality industry quickly learned that the internet is a valuable tool. No longer are the days when customers call to make reservations over the phone. Most people book reservation from their smartphone or computer and use multiple websites when making purchases. E-commerce is the buying and selling of products and services over the internet. Due to the increase in the technology used, the hospitality industry has embraced e-commerce. Most hospitality businesses have an entire department devoted just to e-commerce. Since there are so many websites that travelers can use when planning a trip, businesses need to be aware of all the options in order to capitalize on bookings. Tourism and hospitality education and training. The sixth major tourism and hospitality issue is tourism and hospitality education and training. Globalization and innovation will be the outstanding feature of tourism and hospitality education and training in the future. Several innovations are taking place in some universities. The University of Balearic Islands in Majorca, Spain, has a master and PhD in tourism and environmental economics that is really unique with students coming from several countries. A good example is the collaboration between the Business Enterprises for Sustainable Travel with the Education Network. The group holds annual international tourism and hospitality research conferences in various locations worldwide. In this conference, sustainable tourism topics are discussed and curriculum modules are developed to be used in tourism courses and programs around the world. What is the importance of education and training in tourism and hospitality? Training can give staff the knowledge and ability to create a customer-focused experience. A company that provides great customer service is more likely to retain customer and stay competitive. Increasing staff value, training helps staff to feel valued and appreciated.
Emerging tourism and hospitality markets. The seventh major tourism and hospitality issue refers to emerging tourism and hospitality markets. China and India are two emerging tourism and hospitality markets in the near future. These two countries account for about one-third of the world population. Ang emerging tourism daw po ay ang ikapitong pangunahing issue sa turismo at mabuting pakikitungo ay may kinalaman sa umuusbong na merkado ng turismo at mabuting pakikitungo. Ang China at ang India ay dalawang umuusbong na merkado ng turismo at hospitality. Sa malapit na hinaharap itong dalawang ito, isang bansang may humigit kumulang isang katlo ng populasyon ng mundo. Quality tourism and hospitality products and experiences. The eighth major tourism and hospitality issue is a quality tourism and hospitality products and experiences. Tourism demand greater variety, flexibility, and quality in their tourism and hospitality products. Quality in tourism and hospitality experiences is usually high on the tourist list. Ang top 8 travel and hospitality concern ay mga dekalidad na produkto mula sa travel at hospitality industry. Mga karanasan hinihili ng mga turista at higit sa pagkakaiba, kakayahang umaangkop sa kalidad sa turismo at mabuting pakikitungo. Produkto. Ang kalidad ng karanasan sa turista ay mabuting pakikitungo ay karaniwang pinapahalagahan ng mga turista. Space tourism. Space tourism, regarded as the century's newest tourism product, will grow tremendously as soon as prices become more reasonable at present. A space trip package costs $20 million. Dennis Tito, a U.S. businessman, became the first tourist to reach outer space in 2001, traveling in Russian space shuttle to the International Space Station. The others were Mark Shuttleworth in 2002, Gregory Oslin in 2005, Anusha Ansari, the first female space tourist in 2006, and Charles Simonyi, who paid $25 million for a week trip to the International Space Station in 2007. Tinuturing ng pinakabagong produkto ng turismo ng siglo. Ang space tourism ay lalago ng husto sa malapit na hinaharap. Ang presyo ay magiging mas makatwiran. Ang kasalukuyang mga pakete sa paglalakbay sa kalawakan ay nagkakahalaga ng $20 million. Dennis Tito, USA, isang negosyante noong 2001. Naglalakbay siya sa espasyo ng Russia at naging unang turista na nakarating sa kalawakan. Shuttle sa International Space Station. Ang natitira ay si Mark Shuttleworth mula 2002. Gregory Oslin, 2005. Anusha Ansari, ang unang babaeng turista sa kalawakan noong 2006. Binayaran ni Charles Simonyi ng $25 million para sa 2 linggong paglalakbay sa International Space Station noong 2000. Undersea tourism is emerging as a tourism market that will likely expand in the future. Exploring the bottom of the ocean is not expensive as the space tourism. Another new global tourism product that is gaining popularity is volunteer vacations. Ang undersea ay umuusbong bilang isang merkado ng turismo na may potensyal para sa paglago sa hinaharap. Ang paggalugad sa ilalim ng dagat ay kasing mura ng turismo sa kalawakan. Ang isa pang bagong pandaigdigang produkto ng turismo ay mga voluntaryong pista opisyal.
Partnerships and strategic alliances in tourism and hospitality is the ninth major issue. New partnerships are occurring, such as the partnership between the United Nations World Tourism Organization and the meeting industry on November 28, 2006, in which the United Nations Tourism Satellite Account will measure the global economic contribution of the meeting industry. Other partnerships are introducing competition, the use of cooperation and competition, which the available opportunities are unlimited. Dito sa partnership and strategic alliances, sinasabi kung ano yung mga partnerships ang nakakaapekto or nakakatulong sa global economic contribution. At kung ano yung mga reasons kung bakit nagkakaroon ng competition sa bawat companies in terms of car rental companies, hotel, airlines, and other components of the tourism and hospitality industry. The 10th issue is the impacts of health on tourism and hospitality. Most travelers avoid the areas that have high health risk. Diseases spread more rapidly due to travel, particularly through international aviation. Maraming tourists ang umiiwas sa country or places na may health risk. Siyempre, kung ikaw yung tourist, pupunta ka ba sa lugar kung saan may chance na makakuha ka ng sakit? Di ba hindi? Reports released by Harvard researchers showed that the flu virus spread more rapidly due to the international tourism and hospitality, especially air travel. Fear of disease reduces travel demand. Kaya naman maraming diseases ang nakaapekto sa tourism and hospitality. Examples nun ay AIDS, SARS, and foot-mouth disease and COVID-19 today. Kaya ngayon, marami nang na-formulate na strategies para masuportahan ang individual countries na apektado ng issue na to. Katulad na lang ng pag-restrict ng travel to affected countries. Tourism and Hospitality Organization must taking leading roles in the development and support of tourism and hospitality health measures and safeguards. The 11th major tourism and hospitality issue is the effect of natural disasters on tourism and hospitality. Natural disasters have devastating impacts on the tourism and hospitality industry. Of course, most tourists avoid traveling to affected areas. Once this occurs, there is limited opportunity to use tourism and hospitality to restart the economy or to obtain new revenues to reinvest in the tourism and hospitality industry and in the well-being of the local residents. Ang example nito is yung nangyari sa Abra at Baguio this past month. Kailan lang ay may nangyaring lindol sa province nila. Maraming local residents ang naapektuhan at tourist spots ang nasira. May mga tao na natakot ng pumunta because of the aftershock. Pero meron pa rin namang piniling bumisita ron despite of the natural disasters that had occurred there. This just proves that malaking tulong talaga sa economy ng isang bansa ang tourism at hospitality. Pero syempre, ang downside dito is kapag nasira ang mga tourist spot ng isang lugar, may chance na hindi ito bisitahin pa ng tourists, which could cause for the investors to stop investing for the said area. The 12th and last major tourism and hospitality issue. Global warming is a growing concern for travelers. The recently published research by the World Wildlife Fund documents the ecological footprint of human activities around the world, many of which are embodied in international travel and tourism. Pinapakita lang dito kung paano nakakaapekto ang climate change sa tourism and hospitality industry, like how the tourism sector is highly vulnerable to climate change because tourism depends on environmental resources while climate defines the length and quality of tourism seasons. Kasi syempre, yung pagbabago ng panahon nakakaapekto on how the tourists choose their destination or indirectly affecting
the quality of the experience, adverse perception after some extreme event, and insecurity about the destination. This part also explains the effects of human activities in climate change and tourism and hospitality.